Hello and welcome to 35 Plus Where to Shop. I'm Fiona Curie, founder of Style Liberation, and I'm bringing you this week's retail review. And we every week bring you a new retailer or brand based on their style personality, colour palette, body shape, and also dress code. So this week I'm excited to share with you, especially because we're getting into that sort of event season, to Karen Millen, which is all about dresses. So Karen Millen is a UK brand, and I've known about it for quite some time, especially having lived in the UK for quite a bit of time. It is that really sort of sexy tailoring, a little bit of drama, quite a bit of flair, and it is a high street, stalwart of the British fashion scene, but all over the world. So we have stores here in Australia, in Europe, in Asia, and also the States as well. So big fan of Karen Millen, especially if you are style personality-wise, a little bit sultry, got that dramatic flair to you, and elegant as well. So as I mentioned before, it is very much about that sexy, sultry, dramatic flair. So what we do find is a lot of the colours are quite bold. However, I've noticed when I was choosing my favourites, we have gone back to some sort of pared back, softer tones in both the warm and the cool palettes as well. In particular, I think they've brought those through for the racing season as well. But predominantly, I would say they're quite bold colours overall, which is great if you're a cool and clear or a warm and clear as well. When it comes to body shapes, it really is, because we're looking at that sort of sexy, sultry and also dramatic, we're looking for things that are semi-fitted. They're very much bodycon as well, so semi-fitted, fitted. So I would say there's a big focus on dresses here, fitted tops. Pants, they do have some, but there's more jumpsuits than pants, for example. So you're really looking at, again, great for hourglasses, really good as well for triangle body shapes, some inverted triangles. Look, with rectangles, there will be something for you. However, they do tend to have things that are quite fitted or semi-fitted, although I have noticed they've got a few where there's a raised waist. And often, again, I find rectangles, find dresses a little bit tricky because a lot of dresses fit at natural waist rather than your raised waist, and that's what you're looking for. That is the trick for you if you are a rectangle body shape. With sizing, you're looking at a size 4 to 14. Again, because they are semi-fitted to fitted, true to size or maybe a little bit smaller with that sizing as well. So particularly great if you are a petite, and you'll notice some of the dress lengths and things like that really lend themselves well to petite sizing there. So price-wise, these pieces are an investment, and these are the starting prices, and they go well up as well. So you are starting at $225 for a dress. You are looking at $175 for a pair of pants, $85 for tops, and that's just your basic more vest or singlet top, and then from $325 for your jackets, and then even more when it comes to coats. However, having a few Karen Millen pieces in my wardrobe, I have had them for years. Some of these pieces I've had for 10 to 15 years. They have not dated because, again, they're in my style personality, they're in my colour, they're perfect for my shape. They have not dated, and the quality is really, really good. So these are investment pieces. They are going to last the long haul. So I do think well worth the investment. When it comes to delivery, yay, it's free, and so is returns within Australia. So if you do want express delivery, it is $14.95. They only do express delivery for Australia, not New Zealand, but they do deliver free to New Zealand as well. Your normal post, you're looking, allow about 5 business days, and they do have a 14-day return policy. And they have free returns online for online purchases via Australia Post, and I think it's the same with New Zealand Post as well, which is great. So let's take a look at some of my favourites right now. So I have a few more than 5 this week because it was hard to just narrow it down. So first off, we have this beautiful lace peplum dress. And one of the reasons I chose this was, one, because of the lace and the texture and the detail. You know, there's lots happening here. It's just so elegant and sexy. It does have a little bit of feminine going on as well, and it's really quite beautiful. So it comes in a deep pink. Sometimes it's really hard to see colour-wise if this is a little bit more cool and clear or cool and muted. So it is one of those things that you might have to take a little bit of a risk on if you are ordering online. Again, remembering there's always tricks to make it work if the colour isn't quite right, i.e. your makeup, and also because it's got more of a V-neck, it's not so close to your face. But there's a few reasons that I really like this and why this will work for a lot of different body shapes. One is because it's got more of a raised waist, almost empire, but not quite. So really great for your rectangles here. Also fantastic for your triangle and also your hourglass body shape as well, because that's the shape that it's creating, as you can see, through from the shoulder line through to the waist and out to the hip as well, with that little kick out in the bottom as well. So you can see we've got some detail on the shoulder, which again creates width to the shoulder. We're narrowing in at the waist and then that kick out at the bottom as well. So it's one of those gorgeous pieces that would travel well, great for weddings, Christmas parties, any sort of functions. Great little cocktail dress there. So big fan of this one. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I think you would get lots and lots of years out of a piece like this. The next thing I want to show you is because, you know, I have a lot of ladies who have been recently diagnosed as warm and clear in colour palette, and they're forever saying to me, I can't find anything in my colours, so I just wanted to show you the orange. Now, I know for some that this might feel a little bit bold. However, on someone who is a warm, clear and bright, warm, clear and light, this will look absolutely stunning. So again, you can see we've got that sort of higher raised waist coming through there with the flare and kick out down below. Now, I know lots of you have heard me talk about not finishing at the widest part of your leg. However, what I want to mention here is that because it comes up at the front, you can see just under the knee, which is often a narrow part on most of us for our legs. So you're still getting that illusion of the leg being that width all the way through. The only thing I'd say here is the top of the dress here is actually quite good for an inverted triangle shape. However, just be careful if you are a triangle. It may work on some, but what happens is it comes in and narrows at the shoulder line and then goes out again. So you just might need to test a little bit with that to make sure that works. Great, however, for your rectangles and also your hourglass body shapes as well. This is a great dress to dress up and down. Like I can see this with the pair of flat sandals, for example, for more of a barbecue or, you know, casual dinner. Or you can really dress it up with the heels for sort of weddings or cocktails or Christmas parties as well, and really statement jewellery here too. I do get a lot of people asking about cardigans or things to just throw over, especially when we have you know, those sort of cooler evenings. And I thought this was a really great piece. And you could see how you could actually put this over the orange dress that I showed you previously. However, it would also work with any of these colours that you pick up here, say with your navies, your blush pinks, more of that sort of aqua powder blue and your yellows and your greens as well. So don't be scared by the pattern thinking, oh, well, it's got a pattern on top, I can only wear black or navy down the bottom. It's always about picking out those little bits here. And you can even see there's a little bit of that sort of khaki colour coming through there too. So you can imagine in a skirt or a pair of pants, that would look absolutely fantastic. Or if you're wanting to add interest to a block colour in terms of a dress, again, I've got quite a few clients who block colour for them feels like it's too much of the one colour. So pairing it back with a lighter colour on the top and also with a little bit of print or pattern really helps there. So I quite liked that. Now, Karen Millen doesn't only do clothing. They also do shoes, bags and accessories. And they have some gorgeous pieces. These also come in a neutral shoe as well, which I'll show you here, because remember, nude is different for everybody. It's not one to play. So this may not be your nude, just know that. Nude will be different for everybody. So I would say that this is more of a neutral shoe for particular depth of skin colour. So again, I love the woven fabric on here. I love the heel on it. So they are high heels here. I really love the detail that's at the front here. Just a little bit different, and yeah, absolutely gorgeous. A little bit of a platform at the front as well, just to give you a bit of help with that heel at the back. Now, tops for summer can sometimes be a little bit tricky. And this is a great top for someone who is, say, a hourglass shape, inverted triangle, or also rectangle shape. If you are a triangle shape, just be a little bit wary of this, because the aim with the triangle body shape is to create width across the shoulder line and the bust line. And sometimes having that halter narrows in the shoulders compared to the bottom half of our bodies. So for your hourglasses, they're in proportion. For your rectangles, again in proportion. Really great, because it will keep you that way. For an inverted triangle, what it will do is make the top and the bottom half look the same size. So maybe creating a little bit more of that hourglass shape there. So great use of colours here. You can see you've got some of those warmer tones coming through in sort of olive khaki colour and your beige. And then we've got some of those cooler blue tones coming through as well. So probably more for a neutral colour palette. So your cool, muted and light, warm, clear and light, possibly cool, muted and soft, and warm, muted and dark as well, if you're in those colour palettes. And getting more into the halter necks again, I notice, we see a lot of tops, t-shirts and things like that that are more what we call that boxy and soft. And just a reminder, boxy and soft is where the fabric pulls on the floor rather than crumples. Now, if you are a sultry, a dramatic or an elegant, and even a feminine, you prefer a top that is a little bit more fitted or semi-fitted, just to give you that shape through the waist. So what I find is Karen Millen, and check out the rest of their tops, and in particular their knitwear as well, because what you'll find is you'll get more of those sort of knit or semi-fitted or fitted tops that are going to work with skirts in particular for summer. So this is just an example of one here, but there's heaps more that they have on their site. And again, another little bonus for your warm and clears, all cool, muted and lights as well. This is sort of in between that sort of warm and cool here. It could go either way. And again, until you see the fabric in person, sometimes it's a little tricky to see. But again, this is something that you could wear with a skirt because you're showing off the waist. It's not going to create that sort of rectangular block shape for you. And just having that little detail and ruching around the waist is also a great way of just skimming over areas that perhaps you want to skim over, for example. So they are just a few of my favourites from Karen Millen this week. So thanks so much for joining me this week for our review of Karen Millen. Perhaps we've actually just, reminded you of an old favourite or introduced you to a new retailer that you haven't seen before. If you want to find out more retailers that might be right for you, visit 35pluswheretoshop.com and download our free retail guide, where we classify 90 retailers by style, personality, colour palette, dress code, and also body shape. And if you're not watching this in our Facebook group, join us over there. We have women helping each other out, finding the perfect pieces for them. And that's what we want. We want you to help find the perfect pieces so that you can do so much more with less. We'll catch you next week. Bye.